Good afternoon, podcast world. This is Chats with Baba, brought to you by the Lighthouse for Academic and Cultural Excellence. This is usually a weekly podcast addressing mothers of young Black children. The things that I chat with you about is applicable to all children, but I specifically address mothers of young Black children because when we look at areas in math, science, and technology, by any stretch of measurement, our children are behind. There's no reason for that. Young Black children are gifted. And so the podcast is to inform mothers, is to not only to inform, but to empower them and to educate them on the possibilities of unlocking the untapped gifts and talents and the genius in our children. So today, I want to talk about a couple of things that relates to the current status of what's going on in our schools as a result of the COVID-19. COVID-19 from 2019 to today has caused disruptions in the school for 2 years. 2 years of disruption in the teaching of the basics of reading, language arts, social studies, math, and science has caused some gaps in children's learning. How do we know that? Because after 2 years of this disruption, the reports are now coming forward from a variety of national sources that talks about the impact that it's had. So my one concern is, where are children in terms of their knowledge, skills, as it relates to these 4 content areas? And I'm saying to parents is that we need to go back to children's last full year of schooling to determine what they've been able to retain and to try to get some indication of their knowledge and skills as it relates to reading, as relates to math. Those are 2 critical areas. And once we can ascertain what they know, we have to do some rebuilding. And in doing the rebuilding, I want the parents to think about the teachers and parents really have a partnership because you're serving the same children. And how do we best build on the knowledge and skills as it relates to those 2 areas? Now, does it mean it's a setback? Well, think about 2 years of disruption in anything. There's going to be some gaps there. So try to determine how do we rebuild their knowledge and skills in math and reading. I would suggest that you use the resources of the school with respect to counselors, teachers, and even consult with schools of education or colleges and universities, and in some cases even high schools, where they can assist your children in tutoring them, helping them to master or go back and shore up the math and science and reading. That is absolutely critical. And I say that to say this: it's better that we fix it now than to allow them to go forward, because they're living in a time when a solid knowledge base is critical with respect to them being able to survive and thrive in the economy that they're living. So that's one concern. The other concern is that as I've chatted with you over the last several chats with Baba, is to talk about building a solid foundation in the area of mathematics. Solid foundation. And I'm saying whatever your strength and skills were or lack of, you don't want to transfer your nervousness or understanding or misunderstanding about mathematics to your children. You want to encourage them to develop a healthy attitude about math, a healthy attitude about science, a healthy attitude about technology. You hear a lot going forward about STEM, STEM, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. So with that, I want to talk about that in relations to what can you do during the pre-K years that is persistent in laying the foundation of that. Many leading economists could concur that high quality early education or high quality programming during those years makes a difference. And what they've done is to look at the analysis and the economic impact of the Perry Preschool Project. The Perry Preschool Project came out of Ypsilanti, Michigan, and it was developed by the late David Weichert. And his work showed that if young children have a high quality education, it makes sense in terms of the economics and dollars that go into it. The data from the Perry Preschool Project showed for every dollar that's invested, there is a 7 to 10% return on the investment. And so the importance is that we use data from studies to show what are the elements that go in to high quality early childhood. And so I just wanted to share those few things with you. And in subsequent weeks, I'm going to be doing demonstration lessons via the YouTube channel that speaks to things that you can do in your own home, and to use your home, primarily the kitchen area, as a teaching laboratory that shows the things that you can do that teaches math concepts, the things that you can do that teaches science concepts, the things that you can do that teaches technology concepts. And it's all right there. I mean, the kitchen is just a perfect laboratory to do that. And in doing so, it helps children to develop an attitude about the things that they are engaging in. The goal is excellence. And if they have that solid foundation, the reports that come out on achievement gaps will be narrowed and or closed. We're not so much talking about trying to close the gap without the resources. And the research has found that if you have an effective early childhood foundation, math education will take care of itself. Math education can enhance later learning, because in math education, you teach logical thinking, and you look at sequence, who, what, where, why, and how. And we do know that that foundation is critical. The data show that 40% of children who enter kindergarten don't have a good math beginning. And it's critical because math, it's like building blocks. You have the foundation. At the next level, you put on another layer of building blocks. You go up to the next grade, you put on another layer. So those pre-K years up to the third grade are foundational years. So it's critical that as we are talking about the math science foundation, that we do it in a way that is beneficial to the children. We also know from the research that by the time children get into the fourth grade, only 34% of them are ready or are proficient in mathematics. So we want to have some assurance that we enable our children to be proficient. And the way that we do that is critically lay out during the early years those things that shore up math, science, and technology. So today I just wanted to kind of at least whet your appetite. And we're going to come back to this in subsequent sessions to demonstrate what children's capably can do. And I also want to talk about the importance of play. And I don't mean play without guidance or play without direction, but play is the modus operandi of how children learn. Okay. And we want to talk about guided play. And we want to talk about the benefits of guided play. And we want to talk about that in terms of engaging children in play. And we want to support that by evidence that demonstrates by doing X, Y, and Z, it impacts the outcome. So today, I just wanted to kind of at least share that with you. And that kind of concludes our chat with Baba relative to going forward in this area of mathematics for young children. So enjoy your week and look forward to YouTube clips in coming weeks. Have a good day.